Good morning. I'm going to endeavor to keep this as brief as possible. So I'm going to mainly read from my notes here. My name is David Eagleman. I'm the husband of an active duty service member stationed in Newport and the father of a beautiful 6-year-old girl who is in kindergarten at Pell Elementary. Before living here, my family and I lived in the Norfolk, Virginia area for 3 years, and I'd like to tell you about meeting my wife for dinner. To get aboard ship when she had duty, which was about once a week, I had to show an 18 to 21-year-old sailor who was carrying a gun an ID. To get onto my wife's pier, I had to show ID to 2 gate sentries who were also 21-year-olds armed with M16s in order to get to the quarterdeck of her warship. There, I, for a third time, had to show an ID to a pair of 18 to 21-year-olds, again, armed with M16s, and generally to a junior officer who was usually 23 years old, armed with a handgun. The solution to security for our military is to stand men and women with guns in front of things it values to protect them from harm. This is not uncommon practice. The president of this country is protected with guns. The governor of this state is protected with guns. Our airports are protected with guns. Our banks are protected with guns. This building, through the diligence of our state police, is protected with guns. Our kids are protected by a gun-free zone sign. I find it odd that we don't prevent fires in our schools with fire-free zone signs of fire extinguishers. We don't protect our kids with injury-free zone signs, but with first aid kits. We do this because even though we have professional firefighters and professional EMTs, an adequate amateur response immediately rendered is better than a professional response 10 minutes later. I don't come from a gun background. My parents didn't own guns. I didn't own a gun until July of 2013. My first gun was an AR-15 that I purchased here in Rhode Island as soon as able after moving here from Germany. My wife and I own 7 rifles, 2 of which are AR-15s that we keep at hand in our bedroom. We have AR-15s for the defense of our home because it is the most effective firearm for that purpose. I don't own an AR-15 to hunt, nor is hunting the purpose of the Second Amendment. We have been given the Second Amendment as a bulwark against tyranny, both the large tyranny of a government turned against the people and the small tyranny of a criminal bent on inflicting grievous harm. We've heard from teenagers terrified by the experience of lockdown drills. We've heard incident reports from Sandy Hook and Parkland of educators throwing themselves in front of gunfire. None of these bills we've heard tonight will stop that from happening. None of these bills will stop the next Virginia Tech, the next Sandy Hook, or the next Parkland, because the people you'll be taking guns away from will be law-abiding fathers, mothers, daughters, and sons, like the hundreds of citizens you've seen here tonight wearing yellow. Putting a video of the next attempted mass shooter taking a rifle round to the face, however, will. Please cease wasting time attempting to strip the rights of law-abiding citizens and start taking measures to harden our schools and protect our kids. Thank you.